The next candidates who I ask to come to the podium are for the Paulding County Board of Commissioners, Post 3, Mr. Vernon Collette, Mr. Herb Haynes, and Mr. Richard Mace. To let you know, that was the actual order that they ended up drawing their names out of the box outside. That will be the order that they will be asked to make correct answer questions in the rebuttal the same way. So, Mr. Collette, you will be the first person to make opening comments, and you have 2 minutes. Whenever you start, let's start.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank the Chamber for sponsoring this event. And I am Vernon Collette, and I'm here tonight with my lovely wife, Debbie. We have 3 kids, Cameron, Amanda, and Ashley. And you know, I'm running for this position because I feel convicted to do so. I feel this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm not running for any one single issue, or because one individual came to me, or because a group of individuals came to me. I'm running because deep in my heart, I feel like I'm supposed to run for this position. I can't tell you what I would accomplish if I win as commissioner, but I can tell you what I hope to accomplish by telling you the story of John Paul. John was a militiaman in the American Revolution, and Paulding County was named after him. And he was the most important person in foiling the plan of Benedict Arnold to surrender Fort. Oh, I forgot. To surrender West Point. Okay, and they even offered him the equivalent of $5,000 to do so. But he refused to take that money. He did not accept that bribe. And he went on to become the very first American to win an award or a medal from the United States. The very first. And he was a man of honor, a man of integrity, a man of courage. And my biggest accomplishment in office would be for the people of Paulding County to say the same thing to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Haynes, you were second.
Okay. Well, certainly I'd like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event tonight. I'd like to thank Mr. Lawler for moderating, and I'd like to thank you for coming out to learn more about candidates and what they're all about. And just want you to learn a little bit more about me. I'm a native of Georgia. I was born right here in Atlanta. I've been in Paulding County for 20 plus years. I have a beautiful, loving wife of 35 years, 2 wonderful children, along with 8 grandkids. I was going to get them to put the picture up on the big screen, but we can't do that, so you're going to have to stick around after this so I can show you. I'm ready for that, okay? Most of my career has been in the technology field, okay? I've also been a small business owner. I've worked with large banking organizations, software firms, and I've worked on multi-million-dollar projects. So I have a lot of experience to offer. I've also currently work as a Best Buy for Business representative here in Hiram, Georgia. So I represent the businesses here for them, as well as I'm a real estate agent that I've been for 6 years now with Matthew One Realty. We currently serve, me and my wife serve at West Ridge Church. We've been there pretty much at the beginning of the time, and also have served in other roles. I served as the HOA president for our subdivision. I've served on the Paulding Family Alliance. I've served with the Big Brother program. I've served with the mentor program here in the Paulding County school system, and I've also served on the Paulding County Economic Development Board. But with that said, I just wanted to let you know I feel like I'm the best candidate for this position, and I'm here to ask for your vote tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Haynes, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Richard Manis. I'm been here for 13 years. I grew up in the South Cobb County area. I graduated from South Cobb High School. I attended Kennesaw State University. I'm a member of a New Georgia Baptist Church where I'm a deacon and a Sunday school teacher. I've been married to my wife, Diane, who's here. I've been married 41 years to her. We've got 4 children and 7 grandchildren. And 4 of those grandchildren live here in Paulding County. I'm a past member of the school board here. I had to resign that position to run for this. And I do so because I feel the need for good, strong leadership here. I've been in the business for over 40 years, As a business development manager, I have held positions nationally and regionally for some large corporations where I would go in and help those companies to grow their business. That's what I'm good at. That's what I know how to do. So I think what I bring to the table here is the business savvy that we need to get things done. We've already had some great leadership here. And we've got great people doing great things in this county. I want to see us come together as a group of people. I don't like seeing lawsuits against folks. I think we need to sit down, we need to talk about what our problems are. Let's work these things out. Let's go forward in Paulding County in a positive way so that businesses see us as a community that they want to go to work. They want to bring jobs here. That's what we need. That's what I'll do as your commissioner. I'll do whatever it takes to help you as a resident to have a quality of life that you and your family deserve. Thank you.
Mr. Collette, you will draw the first question. Of course, my first question is to you, as a member of the Paulding Chamber of Commerce.
I am through the Republican Party, yes.
First question. The existing SPLOST is currently set to expire in 2016. What changes would you recommend to the current distribution between the Department of Transportation, Parks and Recreation, Public Safety, and Economic Development fiber? You have 2 minutes.
Okay, I say no to Common Core and yes to Christmas. Oh, wait a minute, wrong answer, let me start over. I do support that SPLOST. As far as how it's going to be divvied up, I'm not really sure. I don't know exactly how it is now. I'm not sure what it is. I do think we get in there and we look at it though and make sure that it is right, and some adjustments probably need to be made, and we would look at it and we'd make those adjustments.
All right, Mr. Haynes, you have 1 minute. Be glad to. The existing SPLOST is currently set to expire in 2016. What changes would you recommend to the current distribution between the Department of Transportation, Parks and Recreation, Public Safety, and Economic Development fiber?
Thank you. I do support the SPLOST fund, and I would, all those areas are important, but I'd probably put more emphasis on the Department of Transportation and our Public Safety Network. They'd probably be the big two, and then, I'd probably put more of a share toward probably those two, and a little less toward maybe the Parks and Recreation. I think we've done a great job there, and I'm proud of what's there, but I'd like to split out a little higher, pieces to those other areas.
Thank you. Mr. Mays, would you like to read the question again? Or?
No, I got it. Certainly I support the SPLOST program. From our school system to the county government, we really need to have those extra dollars come in. We have some roads and some bridges in this county that need to be replaced. We've got some bridges here that are severely overdue to be reworked. And the guys at the DOT do a great job with what the money they have to work with. But we certainly need to, with another additional 50,000 people that will be moving in here in the next 10 years, we've got to make sure that those dollars are spent wisely. They've done a great job with recreation in other areas, and I know that the money is going to continue to be spent there, but our focus truly has to be on the conditions of our roads and the safety of those people that are out driving every day.
Okay. Mr. Coley, you have 1 more minute if you want to make any comments or response to this.
Yeah, sure. I just would go ahead and say, I'm not on the inside right now. I don't have all those figures. I don't know how the money's split up. It's something that does need to be looked at. I'm sure you should look at that every time it comes up. It's not something you're going to leave set. There's going to be areas in the county that we do need more help than others. So definitely we would sit down and look at it and make sure that the money is going to being allocated to the proper place.
Thank you. Mr. Haynes, you get to pick the next question. Mr. Haynes, I will also ask you, are you a member of the Paulding Chamber of Commerce?
We're a member through the Paulding Board of Realtors, which I'm part of.
Okay. Here's your question. The Richland Creek Reservoir is on the verge of being permitted after over a decade. Once the county receives its permit to start construction, how will you ensure the project stays on schedule and on budget? You have 2 minutes.
That's an excellent question. You know, I know a lot of funds have already been secured for that project. I know they're currently working on some other funds for that. What I would do is, you know, not kind of like Vernon, I've not been in this position before, but what I do is I seek out the county and the state and the federal levels and try to identify the funds that we can secure for that project to keep it on time and on schedule. So, and I think there's other things we can do. There's a lot of ways to research that, talk to people in other counties, talk to people in other states that have already been down that road. We can use, you know, it's been done before, so I'd use those type of resources to identify what we can do to get the funds and keep it on schedule.
All right. Mr. Manis, you have 1 minute.
Well, we've got very good people in the county. We've got the leadership there, the department heads there. Again, with the dollars that they get, the way they're able to spend it, the way we're able to do things within this county without having to have the government's help outside, I think our guys do and ladies do a great job. So I feel very secure about where we're going with where the reservoir, what's going to happen there. I feel very secure with the leadership we've had in this county, we'll continue to have in this county, to make sure that it's the right thing to do, the right way to do it, to spend your dollars in a very effective manner. And so I have no problems whatsoever with the folks we have currently making decisions.
Mr. Collette, could you definitely
President,
be glad. The original Creek Reservoir is on the verge of being permitted after over a decade. Once the county receives its permit to start construction, how will you ensure the project stays on schedule and on budget?
man, this is a pet peeve of mine. I'm excited about that. I wanted finished yesterday. It's been 15 years and we don't have a reservoir, and I don't understand why. Once I get in office, I promise you, that's something I'm going to push. I will do whatever it takes to get that finished. I talked about it 4 years ago. I was told by a certain somebody, I won't mention who, that I wouldn't live to see it. Well, I tell you what, you get me in office and I'll prove that person wrong. Thank you.
Okay, and you have 1 minute for rebuttal or closing comment on that question.
Like I said, I absolutely support it. I think it's important to this county to have a reservoir. I think it's important to be able to attract jobs, which is probably the number one thing we need for this county. Without that resource in place, you know, we can attract other manufacturers and having that resource in place. So I'll do everything within my power. If I get into this post, I'll do everything within my power to make sure it comes to fruition. Thank you.
All right, and the final question, Mr. Manis, if you come up here and draw it. And again, my first question, usually you're a member of the Paulding Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, sir. I'm a small business owner, and I'm a proud member of the chamber. I think Carolyn and her staff do an excellent job here in this county.
All right. Your question is, how would you balance the privacy that has to be maintained regarding economic development projects with transparency in government? And you have 2 minutes.
Well, I think transparency in government is pretty easy. I mean, you've got to just open your door, allow people to come and take a look. I don't know that I've had any problems with, since I've lived here with the current administration, with transparency. I mean, there's a lot of talk about it, but I think if you are aware of when the meetings are, and you show up, you've got an itinerary, you know what the questions are, you have an opportunity to go and voice your opinion, I think they've been very transparent. I know that there's a lot, again, there's been a lot of questions about certain things, but a lot of times I think it's just been on the receiving end. If you know it's going to be there, you know the time, you know the date, you've got it. Again, I see very little problem with that. But moving forward, I'd like to see some changes, a few changes made to make sure the programs are stated maybe an extra day or two early for people to have a little more time to think about it, digest what's going on, to show up, ask questions. Maybe some of the meetings could be changed and revamped a little bit to help those that are there. Again, it's a matter of listening to what you want, not what the commissioners want from you, but to listen to what you have to say and then act on what. We're here for you. We work for you. I would work for you. So that's what it's about. Listening, having a clear understanding of what you want, and then provide that for you. That's all. It's not that difficult.
Thank you, Mr. Collette. You have 1 minute.
Could you read the question?
Be glad to. How would you balance the privacy that has to be maintained regarding economic development projects with transparency in government?
Okay. I understand there's some things you do have to keep quiet, but sometimes there's things you don't keep quiet. When it affects so many people's lives, and some of them negatively, some positively, that's something that the people have a right to be part of and to understand. You must let the people speak. You must let them know what's going on. You can't just go out and turn someone's life upside down and say, hey, sorry, this is what's best for the county. That's not what this country was about, and that's not what I'm about.
Okay, Mr. Haynes, you have 1 minute if you'd like to make a comment.
I think it's important to be open and transparent. I would certainly promote and work to enhance the communications. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think there's a lot of hidden secrets out there if you get involved in the county, but I certainly try to do all I can to increase the communications and make sure people are aware of things. The thing with the economic development, though, is there are companies that will go out there that want to do business in your county, but they don't want to come to this county until they get ready for you to know about them coming to the county. So you've got to find balance there to try to be open and transparent, but you also got to, if you're going to attract business, you got to be aware of that as well.
Mr. Haynes, you have 1 minute if you wish to respond.
Well, you're right. Businesses, a lot of time, I work in the office furniture industry, and I know that a lot of times when a new facility is being built, the architects just don't want everybody to know what's going on. There's a lot of hidden things about that. There's a certain amount of privacy that has to go on. But working for the people, we need to let you know as soon as we can what's taking place, and make sure you have a clear understanding of what's taking place. It's your tax dollars. It's your tax dollars. So we need to make sure that we are transparent. And again, I just think the biggest thing that we have right now that's a deterrent is we've got too much fighting going on amongst ourselves. If I was a business in Atlanta and wanted to move here, I would want to make sure that my employees was in an environment, a great place to work, great place to live, which we are. But with this bickering we've got about certain things around this county, it needs to stop. We need to pull together our resources, support our county commissioners, and appreciate them for the job that they do. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we'll ask each of the candidates to make a 1 minute closing statement, and we will start with Mr. Menace. 1 minute.
Well, again, what I try to bring to the table here for you guys is the voice of reason. I did that on the school board. I've done that in every business I've ever been involved with, is the voice of reason. That means that you listen, you get a clear understanding of what the people want, and you act accordingly. That doesn't mean like Howard said up here. When you're mashing a button that says yes or no, you're always going to have someone that doesn't like your answer. That's a tough job. It's a tough job. We've got 20,000 registered voters in our post. We've got 3 people standing here that want the job. What does it say? Out of 20,000 registered voters, only 3 people raised their hand and said, I'll take that job. So I applaud these guys for doing that. And I applaud the men and women that we have in this county that come to work every day and do a great job. But I would appreciate your vote. No one will work harder for the people in Paulding County than I will, and I can assure you of that. Thank you very much.
Mr. Haynes, you have 1 minute.
Well, once again, I thank you for coming out and learning about the issues of this race. I guess, what is it all about? In talking to people, it's about jobs. It's about economic prosperity. It's about bringing jobs to this county. I'm not talking about just jobs. I'm talking about quality jobs. And those just don't happen. You've got to have a plan to do that, and you've got to work that plan. One of the things I've worked to do is to look extending the fiber optics throughout this county so we can actually attract technology companies. So where it makes sense, attract, extend that fiber for our school system as well, for better education and access to that. Look at the sewer lines, look at the water sources, look at the traffic flow and see what we can do about that, and anything we can do to improve the educational system. I want to enhance communications and promote that, and when you listen, I'll talk, and I promise you, I'll take a stance on the issues that matter to you as a voter. And I appreciate it, and I ask for your vote.
Thank you. Mr. Collette, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. I love Paulding County, and I think Paulding County has a lot to offer. But Paulding County has some serious problems. And probably no problem more serious right now than the fact that there are a lot of people that have lost faith in their government. And you can do what you want to, but when the people lose faith, that's bad. And because of that, I'd like to ask you the following question, or make the following statement. As citizens, you must stay engaged because that holds us accountable. As citizens, you must ask questions because that keeps us honest. As citizens, please pray for us because that keeps us humble. And as commissioners, we should cultivate an environment that encourages citizens to stay involved. As commissioners, we must constantly strive to set the bar higher and do better and better. As commissioners, we must remember that we serve the citizens who are above us and not below us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Glenn. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause. We have invited the candidates for Commission Post 4, and I believe that Commissioner Barnett is here. Is he here? I can't see him. Great. I want to come forward. We invited Mr. Crow, and but we did not get any response from him, so he is not here today. So as we've done in the past, I kind of leave it up to the candidate if they would like to make some comments or answer questions. We'd be glad to do that. I'll keep it to the time limits, obviously,
Okay.
but if you would like, if you want to make some comments, please go ahead. I'll put it in 2 minutes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm David Barnett. I'm currently your Postal Board Commissioner for Paulding County. First, I'd like to tell the Chamber of Commerce thank you for the time for hosting this, and Chad for offering this time. A little bit about myself. I've been here 50 years. My family's been here since 1832 for 6 generations. Eddie, my wife, I've been married to for 25 years, my anchor. With me, we have 20 boys. There are 11. Parker and Harrison, have baseball tonight. So, I'm proud to say that I'm from here. And we actually have 2 businesses here in the county that we've had for 23 years. And just people would never do anything to hurt this county. That's one thing. But we've done some great things in the county. We've accomplished some great things while I've been in office. And we have a lot more great things to accomplish ahead of us. As far as the reservoir, we're closer than we've ever been in a decade. And the reservoir is just so important that we must keep pushing to do this, because what it can bring with the businesses that when we have our water, the infrastructure that we can accomplish in just our plain growth. And I'll say, but I said on May 20th, we'll be voting. I ask for your vote. Early voting starts this Monday, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we have some questions. You can either take them or not, or leave that totally up to you.
No, okay.
Thank you. Paulding County is often referred to as a bedroom community because over 70% of its residents travel outside the county for employment. Is this a trend that you feel should be reversed through expanded economic development or left as is? Please explain your position.
That's a great question. We've been known for as a bedroom community forever, it seems like. But to sustain our roads, our schools, our court systems, our public safety, we have to bring in businesses with industrial growth to help offset our taxes in our county. Because with businesses and industrial growth, those services are not required in our schools. They do not impact our schools, our public safety as much. So that the tax base that they bring to us is larger than a residential home. And we can take that burden off of the residential citizens of the county with the growth of small business and industrial growth.
I forgot to ask you, are you a member of the Paulding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to take the last question?
Sure.
Great man. All right, last, final question. As the housing market continues to improve in the metro area, what changes, if any, would you make to the county's existing zoning ordinance?
Wow, okay, let's, 2006, let's look at, we go back, where we're doing, 2007, we're doing 3,500 permits a year. That's amazing times for a lot of us in the county, that when it stopped, it made a huge impact on us. Because a lot of people depended on the housing industry. But as we go forward with the planned residential developments, with the PRDs, I feel we need to control that more. The biggest thing with PRDs were more, we had so much growth at one time trying to control our infrastructures. I feel we can control that growth and put more, look at, or as this, that when we approve the development, let's see what it's going to cost our county services. What are we going to bring in taxes from that development? Is it going to, the taxes from that development, are they going to cover our services that we're having to put in, our infrastructures that we're going to have to supply to, is it going to cover? So, and one big thing that we got to put on last time were streets, that we did not make the builders put the final coats on these streets. That's one thing I would do. As we go forward, if this is a new development, the builder will have to pay all the way, not just the base, but you will put the base and the final coat on before we issue any permits to it. Thank you.
Great. Again, you have 2-minute closing statement if you would like to make one.
I love Paulding County, I can say that. I've been here all my life, so my family's here, my kids are here. I want to bring growth here to the county for jobs where my boys can stay here, enjoy the same heritage that I had. To say, I grew up here, I stayed here, where we can live, work, and play in the same community. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's good, Commissioner. Thank you. That concludes tonight's program. As I mentioned, it's being videotaped. It'll be shown, I think, later on, either this week or next week on cable TV, so you have an opportunity to look at that. Again, thank you all for coming out and hearing from the candidates. That early voting starts next week, so please do that. But please remember also that May 20th is the election day. Again, thank you and have a good, safe evening.